Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgates, where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL-wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL and tonight's shit show of a talk with Papa Paul, your host, along with co-host Dolphin Winters and Derek Simmons.
We're gonna try this again.
Yes, again.
Yeah, I got on the first one. What the heck?
Hey Derek, you and me both. I'm like, Paul, you ended the show.
I'm like,
There's some new things on StreamYard. Plus, I was in the wrong. I started off on coffee with color in the morning thing. So,
oh no.
That's what happens when you're old and stupid.
You're not stupid. Things happen.
Oh, well. Who do we have to thank for Sunday's game? My best, we thank Ivana Chan first of all.
Yeah.
174 yards rushing, 51 yards receiving.
You take that defense also for creating what, 4 turnovers?
Yep.
So you thank them as
Brooks
well.
was over the field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, that there was that new guy that we had picked up, and he just played. He can't think of his name right offhand, but
you talking about Juju?
Yeah, Juju.
Yes, Juju.
Juju Brents.
Juju Brents.
He was playing a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooks, Jordan Brooks, I mean, he was all up in there.
How was that atmosphere, Derek? Walk us through the atmosphere on Sunday.
Oh my goodness, dude! It was just watching it because we were outnumbered by Bills fans, and it was just the shock and awe in their faces was just priceless. Like, it was just absolutely the greatest thing. We won our Super Bowl this year, and it just made it. I can't even imagine what it would really feel like to win a Super Bowl. Like, if that win felt so good, like it's hard to even think about what a real Super Bowl would win. But that was our Super Bowl win for the season.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you on that.
But like I said, the team, it's there. I mean, everybody keeps saying this and that, and we've got a bad team. If you just do your damn job, we are fine. and accountability, you can change things up. And I think we're going to find out. There's a couple people in player development that got fired with Greer, and it was probably Greer and all his cronies. So we'll see what happens. Mike's got to keep stepping it up, but overall, everybody played really good ball. And I don't know who this Juju Brents was, but he dominated, and then he got hurt, and that's been the problem. He's always been getting hurt. It looked like he was getting cramped up or something, and then Ethan Bonner gave up a big pass. Wasn't looking for the ball.
What's up, Daniel Berry? Shake Money.
What's up, Shay?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
But we prepared good. We executed great. It's there. And Tua actually played like he was worth $55 million this year in that game.
We need consistency. That's what we need now.
Yeah.
So, and then there was that one pass play by Tua. So Waddle was on the right-hand side. He went inside like towards the linebacker, like a post, and then came back up across the other way to do like an opposite post. I don't even know what kind of thing you would call it, but he broke on the inside, and then he launched the ball on the outside of the numbers, and Waddle caught it. I mean, it was like 20 yards between it. It was one of the best passes I've ever seen, and he just hit him right in the hands. Perfect. Like, it was amazing. Everybody was talking about him.
Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
What's up,
Not
Tom?
bad. Today's definitely better than
Tom.
yesterday. I could say that much. So what's going on?
Talking about the victory.
How we
on
feeling
Sunday.
about the Ravens? How we gonna handle the Ravens?
The Ravens, you mean the Commanders?
We need the
Oh,
Commanders.
my bad. My bad. I knew it was either. I knew it was close to that area.
I'll be honest with you. We got a great chance of beating the Commanders. They gave up 44 points to Detroit last week. Their run defense is shoddy, just like how Buffalo's is.
Isn't their quarterback out?
Yeah.
Mariota's starting.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
right. Mariota.
Jalen Daniels is out. Terry McLaurin's out.
Jaden Daniels. He's the one that had his arm came out of socket. Oh my god!
Up 38-7, and then they're losing 38-7, and they don't.
Back.
Yeah, he's lucky it wasn't his right arm. He'd probably never thrown a pass again.
Right, yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I know. I know. I hope he has a good recovery. I hope he can get back out there.
Well, they didn't put him on IR, which is a good thing. So.
What's going on, Ali? How you doing? And I don't know if I agree. Those two interceptions was like, yo, bro, what are you throwing at?
Well, if you remember, though, if you listen to the press conference, McDaniels told him to throw it deep. It's basically like a punt. I don't think they're really worried about stats, but they stack in the box. You gotta take a shot. Who cares about his numbers now? He's already got the most interceptions. What the hell's it matter?
Let's see what the defense can do. Let's see what because we obviously know we need some changes on the offense. But if Weaver can show that he's a good defensive coordinator, this is his second season. Like if he can hold these teams down to 20 points a game, that gives us a lot of chance.
Right.
And one thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, one thing that I did at the game noticed was the linebackers weren't dropping back in coverage. They were actually playing like they were last year. It was a major difference. They had their hand in the dirt, and they were coming for the quarterback. This was the first game this year that we weren't, like, dropping back and everything.
And that's the way it should be.
Yep, Chubb and number 8. Anyways, yeah, they were coming after him, finally. And they were making the cornerbacks make the plays. Like, you're out on an island, you gotta come get it. And then especially that one play that Fitzpatrick made right there at the goal line on the 2-point conversion. Wow, was that close? I think that right there was the turning point. Right there.
You know what I do like about last week is we got to kind of see the culture that we really want to see from the Dolphins. And that was, even though it was a little bit of trolling, just when the head coach drove by that Bills location with his arm hanging out the window, that's culture. That's Miami culture. Like it's just, I don't know. I haven't seen that type of response from the team.
As you know, Tonk, that was after the game, and did you see the press conference on that?
No.
Oh, it was kind of funny. They asked the reporters asked Coach if that was him or not. You know, is it him or is it AI? Is it real? And he goes, "Well, I do live in the area, and yeah, AI is real." That's how he left
No,
it.
that was definitely him. That was definitely him. And it's like, even regardless of how much more we win this year or lose, just that energy is what the team needs. You know, the way they were having fun after the game and interacting with each other. It's just, you know, like that's team building stuff, in my opinion. And you know, hopefully they can use that energy to make, you know, to keep improving. Because the one thing they are missing down there is culture, and if that's what it takes, is, you know, if this is a reflection of the culture that could take on, then let's bring it. I'm here for it.
The seat for McDaniels got a little bit colder, but you know, my thing is, if you can't go to the next game and do the same thing,
Yeah.
especially when the team is, when their QB1's out, their number one receiver's out, you got a lot of injuries. If we go and lay another egg,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, that's not going to work. Like, you can't just go and win our mini Super Bowl and then show up the next week and do nothing. You know, just like we did with Cleveland. Just like we did with Carolina, you know, that's where, like, we need to execute on the X's and O's, and you need to be held accountable. You need to do your dang job. And like I said, from all along, I think we've had the roster there. I'm still a little salty about the Jalen Phillips. Like, that still bothers me. And then he gets a damn game ball. I watched him play. I'm sorry, I'm going to root for Jalen Phillips. What that guy did for our team, the community. He was just all the way around a hell of a good guy. I wish I got to meet the guy.
We have a chance of winning actually the next 3 games straight.
You do.
We have the Commanders, then the Saints, and then the Jets again.
Okay, we could definitely win those games. We could definitely win those games. And, you know, like I said, at this point, it's just seeing what the team truly has. Like, we lost the GM's gone, okay, which I think was a good decision instead of firing the head coach right now.
Well, they actually got rid of a couple.
I think it was.
They actually got rid of a couple inner office people. One of them was a scout that's been around since 1999, and another one.
The way you're scratching your head when you said that.
Well, a scout that's been around since 1999, and you see how the scouting's gone. You're like,
Yeah, exactly. Time to switch it up.
And then there was another one that was in the same category. He's been there since like 2002 or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long time ago now. I mean, if someone's with an organization that long and it hasn't really shown that it's made a difference, I don't know if it has or not. But we haven't been in the playoffs since the 90s, so we haven't won a playoff game. Right?
Since 2000.
Oh, 2001?
2008.
2000.
2000. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a long time.
Oh, yeah, it was 2008 we went to playoffs. That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. So, like, that little stretch, we made to the playoffs, I think, a couple times around that time, but we kept getting to the Ravens is who we would see, and they'd spank us right out the first round. That was young Joe Flacco, I think.
And then we had Mark Burnell kick our butts 62 to 0.
Who barked?
Or he knows
So, I remember that.
I
That was
still remember
sad.
that. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah,
Marino and Jimmy Johnson looking dumbfounded on the sideline.
but I know them guys that got fired, like I said, the skeletons they had in the closet just weren't enough to keep their jobs. Ross finally grabbed himself by the balls and said, "All right, get the hell out." Took him long enough. I just think if we get a good GM, somebody like I really like to see Lewis Riddick or somebody there. Help McDaniels, if worst comes to worst, be like, hey, if we have to, get somebody to help him do that. McDaniels is definitely a pretty good offensive play caller for sure. He definitely knows what he's doing at times.
A lot of it's going to be on how much control Ross wants to have in this or not.
Right.
McDaniel should have control of the whole team. He should be the one making the decisions when it comes to anything, really. Like the GM puts the players there and the coaches there. They should run it after that.
I understand that, but we got like Jerry Jones has his hands into everything.
But yeah, it's not working very well though.
And Ross is kind of like that too, so we got to see what he's going to do.
Right. You got to have to give the GM a full reign and then let him, you got to get a good relationship between the GM and the head coach. You got to be on the same page. And obviously, I just don't think these last 2-3 years, I think Greer wasn't on the same page as his head coach. I mean, we had some good things like with all the picks we got from Laramie Tunsil and all that, and it's just we had some chances to do stuff, but then and then Greer would be like, we had all these picks and then blow them with bad pick, like turning them into bad players, and then he screwed up. It was like, oh well, we could fix this for a year and get Joe Blow in there for 6 months, and we can get a better deal and save money, and just keep giving these guys contracts and kicking it down the road, and it was just killing us. So.
I mean, if it's going to take a couple years, or another season, then so be it. But we need to build something that's, we need to win a playoff game. We need to build something that can win a playoff game.
Good evening, Russell. I honestly don't think.
What's up, Russ?
Good evening, guys. How are you all doing tonight?
My brother was good, man.
I really don't think that we're really that far off. I mean, if we just need somebody to hold these guys accountable, and
I agree 100%.
We have all these good games, and then we have these games where we just completely act like we don't even want to be there. We want to be in the clubs in Miami hanging out,
It seems like those games. It feels like it's like I feel like we get out coached.
Right.
It feels like they figure us out.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like sometimes we're in 110%, and then other games we're like, we don't feel like playing today, so we'll get 50%. It's got to be all or nothing,
You know what the problem with the Dolphins is? The Dolphins are close, but the problem is physicality. We're really not a physical team, and we've hit on some picks. We've blown some picks. We're not chemistry-wise a good team. We're talented, but we're not chemistry-wise a good team. That's the problem. The Dolphins have individual talent, like anybody with eyes can tell. Achan's great player. Waddle can be great player. I mean, we got pieces, but as a unit, chemistry-wise, we're not that good. We're close, but we're not that good. I mean, our coach is stubborn at times. I don't know if you guys notice, and I'm sure you guys do. How many times have we seen that stupid screen behind the line of scrimmage? Left or right? We lose yards.
That drives me nuts. I wish we could completely take out of the damn playbook.
And you know what it is, Derek and I forgot the other guy's name. We just are stubborn. We do that play over and over. And it's not working. Like you said, throw it out the book.
Mhm.
So one question by the Ghost Scout: Why? Ask him why, or give us a comment. Why do you think Lewis Riddick would be a bad GM? I'm just curious.
He's the guy on ESPN, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
I've said that for months that we need him. And I'm not saying
I've
that
been
he's
hearing that multiple times. I mean,
But
I
the
wouldn't
guy
be
that just
opposed
put in
to
the
it.
comments just said that would be an awful pick. Tell me why.
Well,
I'll tell you why it would.
How did Jeff Saturday work out?
Well, I'll say Lewis Reddick is a lot different from Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday was a former player. Lewis Reddick played in the league, but Lewis Reddick also was a player pro development guy. He knows the talent of our team. He watches our team consistently. And if you notice, he always says the problem with the Dolphins is we're not physical on both sides of the ball in the trenches. Anybody with eyes can see that.
Yeah, I think I like his poise. I think he's just straightforward. It doesn't seem like he doesn't really seem like he's gonna give you something you don't need.
Yeah,
I
And
don't
that's
really see him beating around the bush. Like some of the people on ESPN, they don't shut the hell up. Takes them forever to say something. It's like
I
I
think-
feel like he just gets to the point, and that's what you need.
but you
See,
know,
it hurts him for being on TV because everybody thinks that he's just another damn talking head or talking face.
No, well,
And
you
then,
got to listen
but
to
he
what he's
gets to the
saying.
point. Yeah, he gets
Yeah,
to the point,
exactly.
and
He
then
gets to
just
the
let these other
point.
guys chime in and get clickbait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't need 20 minutes fucking of you talking. It's like if it takes 20 minutes to explain it, yeah, but not 20 minutes of throwing your hands around.
if this is what bothers me most about TV. A lot of guys that are former players, they'll talk and talk and talk and talk. And then you got guys who actually know the difference of what certain players do or what certain teams need. And anybody with a set of eyes will tell you that we need more physicality on the offensive and defensive line. If Tua doesn't have to throw like right now, they're talking about Austin Jackson practice today, blah blah blah. Okay, big deal. You right now, your right tackle is a human turnstile. He's like the guy at Disney who you put the ticket in and the thing just clicks over. He blocking for Tua. Tua running for his life. A lot of times people say, "Oh, he threw an interception." Well, guess what? Look at the plays. He's getting harassed. No sooner than he snaps the ball because Larry Borum couldn't block any of us.
Right. But he did have the best game. Larry Broom did have the best game with not giving up any sacks. But yes, at least one of the plays they tried to go deep on, and he probably could have hit the play, but he threw off his back foot because I think it was Bosa was coming pretty hard at him.
Just think about this. You're a left-handed quarterback and your blind side is your right side, and you don't know what the hell's happening. You're talking about a guy who has a concussion history. Guarantee he's thrown a lot of bad interceptions. I'm not sitting here saying that
He's afraid of getting hit.
That's right. And a lot of times he's in his head, he's probably counting 1, 2, let me go. Let's just get rid of it. Because we've seen bad interceptions. But he also shows that there are times that you sit there and go, this guy could be really good.
Right.
But obviously our line's not that good. We haven't had our original starting lineup since week 1 of the preseason.
Good
You
evening.
haven't seen
Doing.
I'm doing okay. How's it going, Papa
Hey,
Paul,
Mr. Paul.
Tonk,
What's going
What's up,
on?
Mr. Paul?
Derek?
What's up,
Mr.
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 I'm
Polk.
saying,
Yes, sir.
I heard what some of y'all saying, and I will admit that Tua looked well in the last game. But I'm gonna say this: we can't just blame the offensive line for not blocking for Tua. I've seen Tua in situations where he I, well, let me put it to you this way. As far as Tua go, to me, his best bet as the Miami Dolphins or any other team is a backup quarterback. To me, that's my opinion of him. I'm not putting him down, but that's what I see with Tua. As far as the offensive line go, yes. Borum, I don't know where we got. Well, Borum came from the Chicago Bears. and they let him go because he wasn't blocking good enough for Caleb Williams. So I don't know why we grabbed him, but anyway, he did do so. He did do so as far as when we played the Bills. He did do well to a certain point and what have you. But my thing right now is we've seen this situation with Tua before where he's played well and then he, when we need him the most, he lets us down. Now, but with the Bills game, yes, I give him the kudos for that. He did well, but we, I'm gonna say this: we need to not just with Tua, but with some of our older players, we need to start, like I said, building for the future. I'm right now. I'm at the point where I'm in observation because there are some young players on both sides of the balls that I've been seeing that are starting to shine, or should I say, yeah, starting to shine. And we need to start seeing about trying to build around some of them. Like Patrick Paul, I got Ollie Gordon. I can go on and on. You got some on the defensive side. Also, like the tight end Greg Dusich, I think Dusich, something like that.
Yeah, Dulcich or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And you got some on the defensive side too. So my thing is this, as far as this season go moving forward, I'm in observation and I'm liking some of these young players stepping up right now. Also with Weaver, you know, at the beginning of the season, people talking about, oh, we need to move off Weaver and so on and so and so. But it takes time to bring some of these young guys in and develop them, and then also too look at what's going on with our DBs. Man, some of these guys stepping up, they stepping on also. So right now, I love what I'm seeing with the team, but we still got to make some changes that we may not want to because but we need to for the future.
Mr. Polk, you said that really well, to be honest with you. And this is where we need to build off. And I'm just telling you right now. If you think back, you got to remember what was it 2-3 years ago. Tua led the league in passing. Yeah, they might have been short stuff. He was up there in touchdowns, and he wasn't sacked very much. We need to get him to where he has the confidence. You build him a line, Tua is going to be like Drew Brees, and he's gonna make plays happen. He's lost that confidence that he can be a game changer, especially when you're coming in press conference saying, "Oh, I'm small and I can't serve the line." That's all he's doing is self doubt. You know what I mean? He's not in the NFL because he's not good. And then just like I was saying at the beginning, he threw that one pass to where Waddle was 15 yards inside the numbers and then came back on whatever kind of route he ran, and he was on the ends 15 yards inside the numbers and then threw it on the 15 yards on the outside even before he broke, and it was there in his hands. So he can definitely make the throws and stuff, but we just need to get our quarterback needs to be confident, and you got a rotating line that's never consistent, it's never been the same, especially on your blind side and you've been hurt all the time, concussions, you're a little timid back there,
The funny thing too is if you just look at Tua then and Tua now, Tua's a timing guy. He's an accurate quarterback. He's never gonna hit the 90-yard passes and his 75-yard bombs because that's not his game. His game is quick hit, quick slants, intermediary passes. But in those plays, you need time. Our original starting lineup on the offensive line was supposed to be Brewer at center, Paul and Jackson at the tackles, Daniels and Jonah at the guards. We have not seen that five together at all.
Right.
At all. Right. So you figure this. We've had Keon Smith start a few games. We have had Cole Strange start a few games. We've had Larry Borum at right tackle start games. How would anybody, I don't care who you put back there, whether you put Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, whoever you want to put back there, if your quarterback is unsure of how long he's going to have to pass. And another thing that really drives me crazy about the Dolphins is this. There's games where they run the ball you're like looking at it like, oh, he's going to be doubly tough because the running game's working. Then there's games where whether it was Waller earlier in the season or whether it was Tyreek Hill when we force feed him the ball all the time till he got hurt, certain situations call for the head coach, who quote unquote is the boy genius, needs to say, hey, we got Achane, you got Jalen Wright, you got Ollie Gordon. You have to balance your attack. If you're always throwing the ball, you're putting this kid in harm's way, especially when you don't have your original starting line. Anybody with eyes can tell you that. And it's not just him, because Tua's made a lot of mistakes. I'm not sitting here saying Tua's Dan Marino, he's Drew Brees. He's accurate, he's talented. He wouldn't have been drafted 5th overall if he wasn't talented. He's talented. But with anybody, if you don't have time, your confidence, I mean, I wouldn't be on no press conference saying I'm small, I can't see over the line. I wouldn't have done that. But each person's different, and that's his MO. That's what he got to deal with. But like Derek said, it's more confidence than anything else, because there's games you look at him and say, this guy's really good. And then there's passes you say, what the heck did he do? I mean, none of us are in the NFL, so we can sit and scream and holler about everything, because we do. We're fans. We love our team. It's in our DNA. So we bitch about plays, running, passing, tackling, whatever happened. But if the Dolphins really commit to building a real line, and I'm not taking bargain basement shopping, you got enough with the running game. I mean, I'm glad that the Dolphins, like Mr. Polk said, there's a lot of talented young kids. A lot of people don't realize, how about Juju Brents from the Colts? Played really well at corner, but he's been hurt all the time with the Colts, so people didn't really see him. Jack Jones is starting to round out and play weather. You got Marshall, another one. Emma Lafalu, or whatever his name is, at safety. He's starting to play better. Then you got Dodson's played well all year. You've got Jordan Brooks, who leads the NFL in tackles, has played all year.
That's a man we're going to have to pay. That guy has been a leader on that team now for 2 years. And
listen, I'm going to tell you, Derek, and God's honest truth, if the Dolphins are smart, and I know teams don't generally do it, they should be on the phone with Achane's agent and Brooks's agent and get them guys signed now. I'm not waiting to the offseason where you give the whole 31 other teams a chance. I'm signing Achane now, and I'm signing Brooks now. And I'm going to say, listen, the guys that these big contract type guys, you're going to have to take a pay cut now or else. You can't build your team around 5 guys and expect to be good. Classic example, all these young teams. Now, I live here in Massachusetts, and I hate saying it, but New England's quarterback is only on his 2nd year, so he's got another 3 years before they have to sign him. What do you think they're talent-wise they're doing? They're spending because they can. The Dolphins went out. Every year somebody cried, they got more money. So they got themselves in, salary cap hell. And the only way you're going to avoid that is you got to keep guys that are beneficial to your team. And if Champ Kelly, who I think we can all sit and say we want this GM, he's going to be the GM next year. I'm telling you right now. Because one, if Ross brings in another GM, a new GM is going to want his own coach and his own quarterback. Ross doesn't want that. Ross is going to do just enough to keep people guessing, but Champ Kelly's not going anywhere. Neither is McDaniel, neither is Tua. And the sad part about that is we could be back at this position next year, or something could change. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't trade Waddle or they didn't trade Achane. I mean, Phillips, it was a coin flip, but I mean, I thought it would be Chubb instead of him.
They had
Can I ask him a question about Champ Kelly? Is it all right if I ask a question? So
yeah, go ahead.
I hear people, tooting the horn saying, Champ Kelly, he came to save the Dolphins. He's going to be the next GM or whatever. I keep hearing this, right? So I decided, you know what? I've never heard of this guy. I want to look at his football background, right? And I'm talking about his football background, not what positions that he's held in his coaching career. I'm sorry, take that back. Yes, his coaching career, but also, I don't really care about what he's been in the personnel career, right? Because you can hold positions but not know what you're doing, right? Let's be real about that. Do you know what Champ Kelly's football background is?
It's zero.
I've seen it. It doesn't look too pretty.
He was a wide receiver for a arena football league.
Yeah.
He then was a wide receivers coach for that same arena football team. And in addition, he was a GM for that arena football league.
Yeah.
Right? That's all the football knowledge he has. I'm sorry.
And Ali, this is the reason why he's going to stay, because Ross doesn't have a pair. Ross likes to be status quo. Ross is not going to do no major move like go out and get a Louis Riddick or whoever the hot GM that we could possibly get. He won't do that because he doesn't want to be wrong on the McDaniel thing. That's what it is.
Well, I thought he already come out and said that Champ Kelly was not going to be. He was only for the.
He didn't say anything. He's not going to say anything.
There has not said, but and I'm not talking to you specifically, just so you're aware of that, because I know you and I believe that he doesn't have the balls to do it. I agree with you on that. The problem is that we sit here and we talk about how Ross let the football knowers in the room out, like Jim Caldwell, he left. At Flores, we fired him. Anybody that we've had that really knows football, we've kind of let go. Vic Fangio, most recently, right? We let those guys go. Even if you want to say it was his choice or not, or whatever, we see them running away. The guy who was the Raiders GM that we had, McKenzie or whatever, he ended up taking a lesser or equal job for no more money to go to Tennessee, which was no better team than we have, right? So you see that, and I look at this guy and I'm like, okay, maybe this guy has some football know-how, right?
He doesn't.
Arena football league. I cannot sit here and argue that the problem is we don't have enough football guys in the room when we're letting an arena football guy run the show. And that's why I don't think he's the guy. That's why I don't think he is.
Ali, this is the thing, Ali, and I agree with you 100%. Ross is a businessman. He knows nothing about football. His acumen is he's more about brand than about football. He's more concerned with, quote unquote, soccer matches at Hard Rock. He's more concerned about F1 racing at Hard Rock. He's concerned more about building a portfolio like all business people do, rather than saying the performance of the team. And that's the problem. Everybody races to Hard Rock for all these events, spend. Football teams, spend. All I heard for weeks was the rivalry jerseys are hot. But you give two shits about the team playing on the field. Oh, make sure you're here for this. Make sure you're here for this. This event, that event, this event. Never, ever did you hear, I'm upset about this. I don't like what's going on here. I don't like how our direction is. What does he say? Tom Garfinkel, Stephen Ross, anybody with any football knowledge is walked out the door. Why? Because they know this guy, Stephen Ross, is a person concerned with money. He's not concerned with, he'll do just enough to keep the fans on edge to say, well, we're trying. Well, guess what? If I could be a GM, I could work at Cumberland Farms. I could rig up your friggin' register. Could be any public supermarket. You're going to put me in as your GM next week? I don't have any experience. And the thing is, he doesn't want to say to the fans, well, I don't know what's going on. He says the football people, where are the football people? They're all out. Name one. Name one that you're sitting in your house right now comfortable about picking your picks in April. Who? Champ Kelly? Champ Kelly wasn't even on the job 3 days, and he was already talking about, we'll trade Waddle. We'll trade everybody's for sale. What?
I don't think
that's a guy that doesn't know his team.
He didn't have to say, though. It had to go through Stephen Ross to do all that.
Stephen Ross will not do that, Derek, because like I said, he's a brand guy. Hey, just like before, when we had Wayne Huizenga as the owner, and we had Nick Saban, What did he have behind him? He had football guys. He had Spielman. He had Ireland, guys who knew what they had to do. They had bad coaching, yes, but they had people who knew the game.
Yeah, but Jeff
And-
Ireland was absolutely horrendous too. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you had guys that knew the game. He said stupid things like the thing that he said about Des Bryant's mom and all that dumb stuff. Yeah, that's irrelevant. But I'm saying on the field, the Dolphins were more physical then than they are now.
yeah,
They ran the ball physical more than they are now. They didn't have, fly receivers. Nope. They had Arande Gadsden, tough physical guy. They had Tony Martin. They had guys that were players. The Dolphins today are a glorified track team. Softer than cotton candy. When the pressure gets on, they ain't going to perform. How many times have we as fans, just all of us, you pick a day outside of these 2 wins that we had against Buffalo in the last 12 times that we could say, ooh, we look dominant. Everybody will go to the Denver game. I'm sick of it already. Big deal. That's the only game people will pull out of their memory and say, oh, we did this, we scored 70. Name a game on national television where you said, oh, I'm proud about being a Dolphin fan. Name one. I got time. How many times have we seen them on national TV get their behinds whooped?
Okay.
Where all of us have said, I hope they don't put us on national TV no more. Whether it's Monday night, Sunday night, or Thursday night.
Real quick, I'm going to take a commercial break, and then I'm going to come back and go over some things that I found out.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Chef Jew, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Get your sweet treats, good eats, and don't forget the cheesecake. Okay, now. Just to clarify some things, Champ Kelly has been involved in the NFL since before 2015 when Denver won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And after that,
Go ahead.
He's also been with the Raiders also.
he was with Chicago Bears from 2017 to 2021 as Assistant Director of Player Personnel, and he was with the Raiders 22 and 23 as the Assistant General Manager, and then he became the interim General Manager of the Las Vegas Raiders, and then we hired him as an Assistant GM this year.
Do you know what we call that in the military?
I tell him because I'm waiting.
Do you want to know what they call that? They call that a pencil pusher. A guy who's been there and had the chair job for a day, but didn't do the grunt work with all the players and head coaches. That's what that is.
Hey, Ali, I was in the Navy. We call that a male secretary, a yeoman. Go for this, go for that.
Oh man.
Thank you for your service. I was in the Air National Guard, so thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. But you are right, Ali, because a lot of times people get in positions and we give them all these kudos. Oh, he was in this office, he did this, and he didn't do jack.
Yeah,
That's
like
basically the point.
I didn't. Here's a good example. I was really good at construction. My whole life, I've been super good at construction. I built tree forts. My dad was in construction. You could ask Cap. One of our first, we were in 6th grade. We built the baddest tree fort you could ever possibly imagine. When I was in 6th grade. In 9th grade, I took a construction class. I just saw it like when I was taking your electives. It said construction technology or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm really good at construction. I took the class. I got an F. I got a fucking F because they tried to teach me construction out of a book instead of trying to show me in person. And it's like, you can't, some things you can't learn from being inside doors. You have to actually do them.
Hands on. Yes, sir.
Gotta get them hands dirty.
Like I took that class again in 11th grade to make up the credit, and I got a C because they still with the bullshit. It's like I went and did construction when I graduated from high school, and I had no issue. But I take it in a class with a book, and I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Hey, Ali, I'll give you even a better one. A lot of people, can sit and say, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that. Why not this? Why not that?" I was in the United States Navy 20 years, and when my first day of boot camp, they had us in the pool doing the abandoned ship position drill to see, how you can react in the water. If, God forbid, you were on a ship and it went under, you had to know how to survive. Yeah. We had guys jump in the pool that couldn't swim. Why would you join a branch where you had to be in the water if you couldn't swim? Everything is hands-on. It's easy to read something from a book and say, "Oh, I can do algebra." Not till you do the actual problem can you do algebra.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I know how to add, I know how to subtract." That doesn't make you a draftsman, doesn't make you a computer programmer. You have to be hands-on. I could sit in an office and say, Saul could be the head investment broker, and I can watch him. Doesn't mean I know what he's doing. I'm watching till I'm hands-on and I'm actually physically doing the position. Can I say I'm a GM or I'm a draft consultant? Anybody can sit and watch somebody do something. Doesn't make you a painter if I watch Rembrandt paint. Not till you're hands-on. Are you a painter? Think about that for a second. I'm not Rembrandt. I might be able to paint a chair in my house, but that doesn't make me Michelangelo.
I worked as a math tutor, and I was very good at it. I won an award at it. And I remember one of my students one time, I showed her how to do it. I showed her like 4 examples in a row. She's like, "Oh, I got it. I get it." I was like, "Well, go ahead and do it then." And she couldn't do it. It took her
of course not
to do it. And I was like, "See, like it looks like it's easy because I'm doing it, but you got to actually do it."
Like we all know, and if anybody, whether it's any of us on this panel, we all love the Dolphins. None of us want to see our team suck. None of us want to see our team tank. But the Dolphins will do the undolphin thing right now. Right now, we're 3-7. We're going to win probably 4 more games and fuck up our draft position for games that ain't going to help us do anything. And then, of course, our fan base will be all up in their feelings. "Oh, we're a playoff type team." No, you're not.
Yeah,
you're 3-7. You're not a playoff team. I don't care if you win the final rest of the games. The best you can go is 10-7. Now, to me, that's not going to be a playoff team. Not with all the teams that you already lost to. We lost to the Chargers already.
We're going to be 3rd in the division. It's going to be difficult to get into the playoffs being 3rd.
Yep, and we don't need to be in the playoffs. I mean, as much as we all wanted to be, I would rather secure a top 5 draft pick where we could hold somebody hostage and get more picks. Because one guy's not helping the Dolphins. Anybody with eyes knows that. One player in the draft is not helping you right now.
Well, these wins could show what players are really trying to win.
Oh, and that's understandable. I mean, we don't want to go. Nobody wants to go 3-14.
No.
I mean, we have winnable games. This game Sunday, Commanders, that's a winnable game. They're all beat up. We got the bye. Then we got the Saints at home. That's a winnable game. We still play the Jets. That's a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say what's going to happen with New England last game of the year? If they're already in a playoff position, they might say, hell with it. Let them win that game. We don't need it. We got Pittsburgh. That's a winnable game. And then the Tampa Bay's all beat up. That's a winnable game. Not saying that we're going to win the games. We're not saying we're going to win the games, but they are winnable games. And that's a home game. And we got the Bengals. That's a winnable game at home. So there are opportunities to win games, which I don't want to. I don't care if we win 2 more games. I'll be happy with that.
Russell, real quick. In regards to the Bengals, do you think it's a winnable game if the rumors are true that
Burrow's back? Probably not.
Okay.
But their defense is trash. So I mean, and it's in Miami. I mean, what's to say if the Bengals are out of it? Would you want to put Burrow back in there if they're not in it in like contention? Because they're really not in contention. They're 3-6.
Yeah, but that whole
I know what you're saying, Ali. I mean, because players want to play the competitiveness, but he came off a rare, weird foot injury.
True. That's true. I'll give it to you.
He wasn't the fastest guy in the world as it is. Do you want to risk your future for games that are meaningless?
That's true.
I'm not saying he shouldn't play because I give 2 shits about the Bengals, but if you're going into that game, because that game's in December. What if you're 4-10 or 4-9? You ain't making a playoffs. Do you want your franchise quarterback playing in meaningless games in December? Think about that for a minute. If you want him to play, that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't want him because the injury he had was a weird foot injury. They're making a special shoe for him just to throw balls on the sideline. Do you want him in games where guys are running 100 miles an hour at you for a game that means absolutely nothing for them? It's suggestive. I know if I'm a team like, quote unquote, a playoff contender, a Ravens or a, Indianapolis, you don't think if they're in the playoffs week 16, week 17, you already know you're in the playoffs. Are you putting in Daniel Jones or Lamar Jackson? Right now, the Ravens are just trying to get back to 500, but they probably are now. And the Steelers are kind of crap. So they're going to catch the Steelers. They're better than the Steelers. They're more talented than the Steelers. Do you want to put Lamar Jackson in and say if they were 13-3, you're not putting him in there? And we all bitch and moan about, we all want to see the Dolphins win a playoff game. Yeah, well, I want to see them change their mentality before I see a playoff win. Mm-hmm. And if we keep bringing in first-year coaches, guys with no experiences, talent evaluators, no GM experience, and you keep feeding this shit to the fans, a shit sandwich is a shit sandwich. I don't care who you are. It ain't filet mignon no matter what you put on it. It's still shit.
That's why I honestly think something's going to have to change, and I think Ross is knowing, and he's going to have to figure it out and bring somebody in, or the fan base is irritated with him, and he's either going to have to get it right this time. Or
hey, Derek, you want to laugh? They're not too irritated with him because he's selling tickets. His bottom line is not being affected. So he's not too irritated. We can all say that, but he's not. Because if he was irritated, if he was irritated, he would have been bitching when half the stadium was Baltimore Raven fans last week.
Well, he liked that. You know what I mean?
And there you go. You just answered your own question. How would he be irritated if he's making money? A rich man don't feel pain until you hit his pockets.
Also, if he was irritated, he would also already pick the GM from outside.
He's not irritated, guys. We can sit here till we're blue in the face.
Yeah.
And then Bills fans came and spent pretty good money down there, I'm sure.
Yep. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, our fan base is loyal to a tiny degree. If the team ain't winning, they're selling their tickets. They don't care where the money's coming from. So that's how you end up. Saul went the year before, Monday night game. It was more Buffalo fans. He called me up and told me, you ain't gonna believe this. I was watching it on TV. I watched the game on the Thursday night against the Ravens. I see more purple than a Prince concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the game Sunday, and we were outnumbered with the Bills fans. That's for sure.
Now, you know how embarrassing that is at your stadium. You're outnumbered at your stadium, where your own team got a penalty because of the noise. Explain that at your stadium. You think that would happen in Buffalo? More Dolphin fans than Bills fans?
Nope.
You think that would happen in New England? More Dolphin fans than Patriot fans?
Hell, they find out.
That's what I'm saying about the owner does not care where the dollar's coming from. You know what it is? My father used to say this all the time. All money ain't good money. So if I'm having half my stadium as the visiting team, a 75,000 stadium, and it's 50,000 Buffalo Bill fans or 40,000 where they can affect the game at your stadium. I used to go to games in the 80s, the 90s. I've been games in the Orange Bowl. I've been games where they used to be called freaking Joe Robbie, Pro Player, Land Shark, whatever name you want to pick out of the hat. I've never, ever seen more fans of the visiting team than the home team. I mean, they might cheer in a little section, make good noise, but not enough to drown out your team's fans. And as long as his bottom line, AKA the money, is not affected, he's not going to do jack. We're going to be in April talking about, I don't know how Champ Kelly's the GM, because it's going to happen. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourselves, because he keeps saying he doesn't want to change the head coach and the quarterback. So obviously, right there, that tells you I'm not bringing in somebody from the outside. Right there, that tells you. Just in no uncertain terms, he's not bringing in a Lewis Reddick. He's not bringing in whoever the hot GM that's out of work or in work. So forget about a John Gruden. Forget about a Mike McCarthy. Forget about whoever the coach you all want. Forget about the GM you all want. It's not happening. Champ Kelly's going to get 1 year to do something.
What about if they say, hey, we give him, because obviously Tua and McDaniels are probably there for next year, but then have the GM make the decision, after that. Because obviously we know Ross isn't going to pay $70-some million to another team for him to ball out on us. It's not going to happen. We need to keep Tua another year. Yes,
Tua's there regardless whether we like it or not.
Yeah, the whole the Broncos did it and this and that, but.
And who's attached to Tua, the head coach? Because that's the only guy that he can work with right now because of the system. So you're going to bring in a new GM. Hypothetically, Derek, you bring in a new GM. What's the new GM going to say? Well, I want to hire my own coach. Okay, you bring in a new coach. He might not want Tua. Now what do you do? He's there regardless. Depending on what coach you bring in.
You can't build a team, and it normally takes, you bring a GM, and he brings his coach, and you need 3 to 5 years anyway. So, I mean, you got to bring somebody in. But you're going to have to say, because in there, it's going to be, that's what's going to kill us, people wanting to come to Miami. Because Ross is definitely going to say, hey, you got Tua for at least 1 more year, and you got McDaniels for a year. So that's going to make it tough.
No matter who you are, Derek, if I gave you a business and I said to you, yeah, you can have the business, but you can't do this, this, and that. So what power do I have? None.
Yeah, what the hell's the point of even coming there?
Yeah, what's the point of me going there? If I'm a GM, I'm not going to a place where I can't make a decision. So I'm a yes man. So you're no different from working for Jerry Jones. You think Jerry Jones is hiring a GM? Hell no. Because why? He likes to be in charge of everything. He wants to be the fanboy. He wants to know what color uniforms you're wearing. He wants to be rooting. He wants to be doing everything in the pot, everything in the pan. So I'm the cook, the chef. I'm eating the food. I'm doing everything. So you have no say.
Russ,
that's
I agree 100%. But there is one caveat to this, right? We've had such a downward season, and I know you guys are trying to be positive about the next couple games. It's possible we could go on a little run, but we've had such a downward season. I don't think the team can afford to have another season like this. And
definitely not.
If they do, he has to make a change. He has to finally give up and say, you know what? You're right. I gotta let the people that know what they're doing do what they do.
And Ali, here's another caveat to that, and I agree with you 110%. The caveat is he already gave McDaniel an extension. He already knows Tua's here at least next year. It's $56 million. So he's stuck. So he's going to play it out 1 more year, and maybe after, if hypothetically we're at this spot again next year, then it has to be done. But Right now, he doesn't feel the pressure to do it because why? He doesn't want to look like an idiot, which he already is because he doesn't know anything about the football part of it. He knows how to be a salesman. Shit. I mean, he's a businessman. He's building up his portfolio like all businessmen do. He's a real estate guy from New York. He went to the University of Michigan. He only wanted Tom Brady because why? He would have hurt an opponent in the division, and he's from Michigan. He knew Tom Brady could draw in what? Fans, money, tickets, enthusiasm, excitement. But that team wouldn't have been great around Tom Brady because the line was still shit.
Right. Russell,
I don't know what you're getting at
hypothetical.
with this.
I got a question here for you. What if Tua balls out next year, we win 2 playoff games, make it to the AFC Championship? What do you
I
do?
don't see that happening.
That
I'm
ain't
just
gonna
saying, what
happen.
would you do? What would you
What
do?
would I do?
Can we keep him?
Yeah, you're going to have to keep him
Can we
because he's
keep
still
him?
under contract. You know, the thing about Tua is this. We all want the shiny new toy. Everybody's screaming and hollering. If we get Tua out of there, who you going to get? Name who you want. Who you think you're going to be able to get?
The dude from
Right.
Indiana.
You think Mendoza's going to end up there? Not if you win 6-7 games. You got 3 wins now. So what if we win? Hypothetically, we win 8 games.
Then we'll
Russ,
let Zach Wilson step
are you
up.
talking
Let
about
Zach
the
Wilson and Quinn
2026
Ewers step
draft or
up.
the 2027 draft?
I'm talking about next year. If you guys all scream and holler, if they got Tua out of there.
Look,
Who
I
you gonna
like
get?
Jalen Green, but I'm going to tell you who I really want because I honestly want a quarterback of this style because we haven't had this guy in a long time.
Who would you like?
Drew Aller. And you know why?
Nope. From Penn State? Nope.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
And I'll tell you why not. Go ahead. You tell me why, and I'll tell you why not.
I'll tell you 100 million reasons why. Number one, he has a cannon of an arm that happens to be very.
Just hurt his arm.
He didn't hurt his arm. He hurt his ankle. Also,
Okay.
in addition, he is mobile when he needs to be. He has a very good football IQ. He actually is as advertised. The problem he had at Penn State was Franklin and that god-awful system that they run there. I bet you bring him here, run him in McDaniel's system, you'll see the next coming of the best quarterback you've ever seen. I guarantee it.
Okay, Ali, here's the reason why. Okay, so Franklin left, right?
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
He's the head coach of
I'm saying what's your quarterback? What's Allah doing?
Aller? What's he doing?
Yes.
He's getting ready for the draft. That's what he's doing.
But he hasn't proven shit. What's their record? He's the quarterback, right? He leads their offense, right?
Quarterback right now. They shut him down for the season, bro.
Because why?
Okay, they say he broke.
Because why?
They say he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
And that's why they shut him down. But the reality is he could have still played through whatever he had going on.
And you hear what you just said? He could have played.
Yes. The reason players don't is because they want to save themselves for the draft. Look,
No, the reason why is he's not playing. Ali, the reason why he's not playing is because he got an NIL deal and he's got money, so he doesn't want to play.
That's every freaking player you'll ever get, even Mendoza. All right.
Mendoza for Indiana is talented.
Listen,
but I'm saying this: these guys, hypothetically, Ali, McDaniel might not be there.
You're right, but I still.
So how would you have a guy that might be in a totally new system?
I still think with the right coach, Aller is a thing to be messing with. And the reason I say this is because you see players that have.
You're a Penn State fan, I guess.
Say that again.
Hell no, he ain't.
Oh, not a Penn State fan, not at all. No. I am the fan of the reigning national.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Brian Matt. And
here we go.
If you were going to tell me the 2027 draft, and that's why I asked you, I would have told you I'd take Julian Sand all day long. That's what I would have told you.
Guys, I'm getting off of here. I'm getting off of here. I got to go to work early in the morning.
All right.
Appreciate you, Winters, my brother.
All right, take it easy. Peace, love, fins up, guys.
All right, peace, love, fins up.
Allie, my biggest thing is I don't want a quarterback that's already been hurt, and I want somebody that's mobile, but they need to be at least 6'3", 6'4", 220 pounds. We need somebody built like Allen. Josh Allen.
Okay, you need a guy. You need a guy that's built like Allen, right? That's Drew Aller. You're gonna say, "Oh, I don't want someone that's hurt." Look at his history. Outside of breaking his ankle, he hasn't done nothing. There's been no other injury, like serious injuries. This is football. Players are.
I understand that, but Ali, do you honestly think that the Dolphins are going to be in position to get him?
Yes, because of the whole situation with Franklin, you can steal him in the second or the third. So yes,
but you got to remember there are 31 other teams. If you're saying he's as good as you say, there's other teams that might take him.
That is absolutely true. But that's any player.
I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm saying you don't know the circumstances of what our team's going to look like. So, okay, hypothetically, what if McDaniel's not there? You don't know who our coach is going to be. You don't know what our coach's preference is going to be. You don't know what our new GM's preference is going to be. I'm saying that the next year, guaranteed, McDaniel's is there and Tua is there.
Okay, and
guaranteed.
You could draft him too.
We definitely need to build.
Guaranteed.
We need to
okay,
build.
We could draft him. Okay, but they're high on Quinn Ewers, quote unquote. He hasn't played, but a couple of plays.
Well, we should see what he's got before we draft someone.
That's right. So I'm not knocking you, Ali. This is no way I'm taking a shot at your choice of Allah.
No.
I'm just saying you don't know the circumstances of who's going to be making our picks, which I've got a funny feeling it's going to be Champ Kelly. And the general manager is going to be Champ Kelly for a year till something really happens where the roof falls off. And then because Ross wants it to work with McDaniel and Tua, and they're a package deal. If we shit the bed next year, then guess what? They both go. What if, like Derek said, what if they go to the playoffs? So what if they have a decent season? Then what do you do?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's just that I'm going based on what you were, the parameters you were saying. You said that that no matter what, McDaniel's going to be here and Tua's going to be here. Okay, well, it's the 2026 draft. We might as well try to grab somebody. Well, you look at
I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but who's to say where we end up in the draft?
Outside of Mendoza, right? There's only maybe 2 or 3 guys that I actually like in this draft outside of that. And that's
I understand that. I understand that. You understand that. But who's to say the Dolphins want to do that? Our drafting has been shit.
I know, but we're not talking about the Dolphins. I told you what I was going to do.
What you're going to do? Well, last time I checked.
The thing is, we have more needs than a damn quarterback right now.
That's right.
Super Bowl winning teams build in the trenches. Look at the Eagles. We need to build. We need offense and defensive line, and then we need a cornerback. I wouldn't be.
We've been investing in the offensive line forever.
Yes,
you guys realize that, right?
We've been putting too much money.
We got defensive and offensive players this last draft.
This past draft, we drafted 3 defensive linemen. Let's not forget that. Number two, you look at the offensive line. Every year, we've been putting in more and more offensive line. Look at the year that we drafted Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Solomon Kinley. We invested. We got Eichenberg, which I don't care what anybody says. Eichenberg was one of the higher rated draft picks of that year. So we've been investing over.
Yep, we have.
Even in free agency, we got the 13. What is it? The 13 highest rated offensive linemen that was available. Right? We got all these offensive linemen that we keep adding and adding. It just hasn't worked out. I would rather let's actually fully invest in the quarterback, then do all that other stuff. Every year we invest in everything first. We don't do anything.
If you go and get a quarterback when the line sucks, you're going to have a Tua 2.0. He's going to get killed. I mean, I do think we need a cornerback. I'd like to have the cornerback from Ohio State.
But okay, I respect that. But Derek,
you need another lineman. Austin Jackson's not it. We need somebody like Patrick Paul.
Derek, we've been investing in offensive linemen since 2000. You guys realize that? We've only drafted two QBs. We only drafted 2 QBs in the first round, right? Since 2000. You know who those guys were? Ryan Tannehill and Tua Tagovailoa. Everything else has been offensive lineman, defensive lineman, some edge player, offensive lineman.
But here's my point: why draft a quarterback number 1 when he isn't going to touch the ball at all? It's a waste of a number 1 pick.
No, it's not.
Wait. What quarterback am I going to draft?
Who's going to be playing?
Two is playing regardless.
Oh, you're talking about if why we're going to go after Mendoza with the first pick if he's not going to touch the ball. Well, first of all, I don't think we're getting Mendoza. That's number one.
I don't either. I would draft Proctor from Alabama.
Second or third. That's not a number
I'll
one.
draft Proctor. I'll draft Proctor, the offensive tackle or guard from Alabama.
No more.
I'm drafting Proctor. I don't care how unfunny it sounds. We can sit here and say, "Oh, well, we drafted a lineman." Well, we haven't drafted a first-round lineman for a while.
Proctor on the
We've drafted.
I feel you on that.
We've drafted linemen. Yes, we have, but not first-round type guy.
The last first round guy we had was Laramie Thompson, wasn't it?
And and look, he's all pro on another team because we got a boatload of picks for him to trade him.
And then
that's what I'm saying about losing your draft position. We're going to win games that we don't need to win, and we're going to screw our draft position.
The last first round offensive lineman was not Laramie Tunzel. It was Austin Jackson.
Okay, Austin Jackson was at the bottom of the first round. I'm talking about a top 10 type guy, like Proctor from Alabama, like what's his name from shit, I can see his face. Son of a bitch, it's gonna drive me crazy.
And it's already been proven too. You get to a freaking aggressive tight end, a big tight end. Can you imagine having Tyler Warren right now?
Well, I mean, like think about like the Pouncey twins.
See, this is a mistake that we make. Instead, we trying to build around Tua. I'm sorry, we've already tried to build around Tua, and it has not worked.
Okay, well, still, even when you had Ryan Tannehill, you had
You had physical line.
We'll pull money on to the offensive side of the ball, trying to build up to it. We went and got Tyreek Hill to try to build up to it, and it hasn't worked. I'm sorry, Tua is not the guy. Yes, he's going to be on our team, but we got to start building for another quarterback, not Tua.
Right. Okay. Well,
that's if we keep doing. Okay, let's go get it tied in for Tua. Let's go get an offensive lineman for Tua. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. It's not working.
Mr. Polk, the only reason I'm saying Tua right now is because this Tua is what we have right now, and that's where we're going to be at right now for next year.
As much as we all want to say we want to, like Mr. Polk, you're 100% right.
Yeah,
but we got Tua at least a year or two. We can't say unless we trade his contract, which somebody PT Bond, I'm a sucking Bond every minute.
Contract after this year, Brandon.
My name's Russell.
Russell, we can get out of the contract after this year, actually.
Yeah, but then we'll be in salary cap hell because it's dead money on the cap. So he's there next year.
It's 74 or 79 million if you.
Yes, and we're not doing that. So he's going to be here next year, guaranteed.
Hey, Mr. Polk, if you got to get going, I can hold it down. No, I'm just saying he don't usually like to stay on for.
Yeah, no, and guys, we need to stop talking about Simpson, Dante Moore, and Sellers. They're going. All three of them said they were going back to college.
I'm from the mindset of we got to build in the trenches. We can sit here and say whatever we want. Tua's going to be there next year, alongside McDaniel, one more year at least. And we got to stop bargain basement shopping for offensive guards, tackles, and everything else.
Russell, I've been saying this. I don't understand the obsession, like these fans already saying Jonah is trash. I blame his struggles on the damn center. The center.
I blame his struggles. You know what I blame his struggles on? They're not using him on the side of the ball that he played on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he should have been on the left side with Paul instead of being on the right side where he's not familiar. And that would be anybody.
I thought he was a right guard.
Okay, hold on real quick. 1 second. Tom.
What's up?
You close it up whenever you want, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Thank you, Papa Paul, for starting the show today.
Yep. Good night, guys.
Appreciate you, Papa Paul.
Papa Paul, fins up.
Listen, Jonah's going to be okay. Like a lot of college kids, they don't play this longer schedule. It's a lot different. He's talented. He's played well in spurts. He's getting better and better. But like we've all said, we've not seen our original offensive line at all. We went out and signed James Daniels. How many times have you seen him this year?
0.
Okay, we had Austin Jackson penciled in as our right tackle. How many games you see him in?
Like
the season
3.
opener. The season opener.
When he got hurt.
He got hurt against the Colts. So
one thing that we have to do is we got to get the confidence back into it, because in 2023 season, everybody was like, Tua's the greatest quarterback in the world, da-da-da-da. He was balling out, and then he's lost his confidence. If you take somebody's confidence away, you're
Well, he has. Well, he
he-
can't. He's stated 100% he can't see over the offensive line, and we've seen it 100%. If he feels he's going to get hit hard, he throws the ball away. He downs the ball.
Yeah, and this is why
He tenses up. Like, we can't have a quarterback tensing up. Like, that's dude, you got to
Exactly.
take the hit. It just is what it is. It's the sport. Like, you're
Yeah,
you're in the
Derek.
wrong
Hey
sport.
Tom,
and I've
hey
said
Tom,
that,
you
like-
are
We can't
Tom, you
do-
are 100% right. He tenses up. He's gun shy at times. He throws the ball at people's feet. But you know what it is? He's concerned about losing his spot.
I
He
don't
knows
think so.
he's one injury away from being out of the league. Everybody knows that.
Exactly.
So we can sit and say whatever we want. You don't have to believe it. You know as well as anybody, if I got $56 million in my account and I know that the guy who's quote unquote supposed to block my blind side, Larry Borum, and I don't know what's going on over there because he's not holding up, I could be injured and there goes everything. So that's why he's feet are jittery. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback in the world because he ain't. But there are moments that he's super talented. There's moments he's super accurate. There's passes you say, holy shit, how did he get that ball in? Because
I feel it, but
he's confident in
that's
being.
not enough, but that's not going to ever make that. Will never win a playoff game.
Well, hey, cousin, I'm not even worried about playoff games yet. I got to worry about the mentality of my team. We're not going to playoffs till that whole mentality
I
changes.
was saying earlier. That's why I'm saying I like the way that the Dolphins were feeling.
I like
after
the
game.
honestly, Tonk. What are your opinions on the Juju Brent signing? Did you like it?
Juju Brent was signed in the preseason and he finally got healthy. He's talented. He's talented. Juju Brent was really good with the Colts. He's super talented, but he's like a lot of guys. He couldn't stay healthy, so you really never got to see him play.
That's the thing too. He played the first half and got hurt.
Juju Brent
got
actually.
hurt.
His name is Juju Brents.
Yes, Juju Brents played for Kansas State. We had a
He's
whole
talented.
He's got my first name as his last name.
We had a whole expose here on him. The year he was drafted, the year that draft cycle, we were talking a lot about Juju Brents on how we wanted him here in Miami, and he was high on a lot of our draft
He's
board.
25.
So
He's talented, but like I said, he couldn't stay healthy. So if you can't see a guy on the field, what's the best?
Yeah,
he's not available, but he played well.
I mean, cornerback, like that's an important.
Ali, I'm gonna stay away from Ty Simpson, and
That's one of my favorite defensive positions.
Yeah, and to me, this is why I'm staying away from. I don't believe that he's 6'2". At the max, maybe he's 5'11", 5'9".
That's how tall I am.
Who? Ty Simpson, 6'2"? Hell no.
I'm 6'2". He's 6'2".
6'2" on ESPN.
Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all, man. I got to get some sleep. You know what happens when you're old.
All right, yeah, I'm on the West
Hey,
Coast.
Tom, man, it was a pleasure talking to all y'all guys.
All right, Russell,
you guys have a great night. Peace, love, and fins up.
We'll salute you.
All right, Russell.
Nice talking to you, Mr. Pro, Ali, all of y'all.
Take care, Russell.
Okay, brother Derek.
Ends up.
Yeah.
Tom, one of the biggest things though with Juju, I was at the game and I watched him. He balled out, but like I said, he got hurt before halftime, and then they had to bring in Ethan Bonner and Jason Marshall Jr. and they both of them gave up 2 big plays and then one of the touchdowns. Don't get me wrong, he's good, but the man just can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
I don't know if he just.
I want to see what honestly. I want to see, like with the corner position, Derek. I'm not sure if you agree with this. That's the one position.
Hit that like button, everybody.
That you have to take your lumps at. Like, you have to learn through your mistakes. I understand, and we're basically a rebuilding team. Shouldn't we give Jason the rest of the time starting to see what we got in him before we give up on him?
Right. I don't know. I'm not mad. I definitely think Jason Marshall Jr. He can definitely ball out.
Yeah, and he fits the type of, like, I've been saying this. He fits the type of corner that a guy like Weaver likes. He likes those big,
yes, big, tall, lanky guys. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was too, it was shocking. Everybody was shocked. It was only supposed to be 80-some degrees in Miami, and it ended up having a real feel over 90-some degrees, and it was hotter than hell. So I can't blame Juju from getting hurt because he definitely.
I don't think he's used to this type of weather. I think he's from like the Northeast. I think Juju's like from Ohio or something like that.
He wasn't used to that type of weather. I mean, I'm sitting in the stands.
Derek, I was at the game too. Are you on the third level or second level?
I was on third level. I'm in third level, but I was in Papa Paul's seats.
It was hot over where you're at? Wow. Oh, we had a nice breeze. It was nice and cool on my side.
First half
I don't know.
It was obviously, I'm just saying out on the field, it was super hot.
Oh, on the field, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like where you were sitting. I was like, really?
And Ollie, this is why I was saying, to me, the other thing, I like Caleb Downs, but to me, he doesn't really fit the type of like DBs that a guy like Weaver likes. He likes lanky and tall guys. Like he likes 6'3", 6'4"
How do you know that?
He came from Baltimore.
Just because he came from Baltimore doesn't mean that's what he prefers. Maybe he doesn't have a preference as long as they get the job done.
But if he's coming from Baltimore, don't you think he would follow that philosophy?
Not necessarily. I understand where you're coming from. I get you, but you know,
is he that elite? Do you think he can be drafted number one? You think Caleb can be drafted number one, Ollie, or no?
Caleb
Downs
number one overall? Hell no. No. It'll be a quarterback. I can almost guarantee it'll be a quarterback.
If Tennessee's number one
quarterback, and probably
if Tennessee has the pick, the smartest move for Tennessee is to draft back. They will be trading with the Saints or another quarterback needy team like the Jets. Exactly. That's the biggest move for the Tennessee Titans is to move back if they have the number one overall pick.
I don't understand. Can you guys explain to me the obsession with Ty Simpson? To be honest, I don't understand.
The obsession comes from the fact that Alabama is doing very, very well, and they've been very, very good since they got their ass kicked by FSU. I just don't really solely believe in Ty Simpson yet. Because of his performance against FSU. I'm sorry. He looked like he was running around with his head cut off.
How about the Georgia game?
I didn't watch the Georgia game, so I'm not going to comment on it yet. But once I watch that, then I'll reevaluate at that point.
Well, I like Simpson, but I don't think I like Simpson. I don't think he's a first-round pick. In my honest opinion, like, he's not a top 5 pick. Maybe a top 15, but not top 5, like top 10. I like him, but he's not a top 10 pick.
But look at the line that Ty Simpson has. The line's pretty good. You got Proctor over there who's throwing people around. Alabama's always made quarterbacks look a lot better than they should be.
That's true.
2. You know
that's what happened with Jalen Hurts. Do you think that's what happened
Right.
with Jalen too? He got
Yeah, I mean Tua, you know, Hurts and all
AJ McCarron.
To be fair, though, Derek, I understand your premise, but just to be really fair, isn't that the offensive line's job is to make the quarterback look good?
Well, yeah, but look, out of all the big schools, Alabama normally has one of the best lines in college football, right?
Yes, they do, and I agree with Derek. I think I agree with you.
Wait. Say that again, Derek. Say what you were saying. You had cut out for me. What did you say?
I said Alabama normally has one of the best offensive lines in college football.
Overhyped offensive line, in my opinion. I think the best offensive line comes from Iowa, the Midwest.
Well,
Iowa has one of the best offensive lines I've ever seen. And if you go back and look at the productive offensive linemen in this league, a lot of them come from the Midwest. I prefer an offensive line like Iowa has. That kid Dunker, I really, really like him. Go watch his tape.
Is he a right tackle in your opinion, or?
I think he could play right tackle. I think that could be his position.
Oh,
Definitely.
no, I'm saying, do you think in the NFL he's a permanent right tackle, or do you think he has the athleticism to play the left?
I bet he could play the left, but I want him at right tackle personally.
The guy I like is Riley Mahan from Minnesota.
He's
What
good too.
Alabama lineman that's been drafted in the first 3 rounds has been a bust. That hasn't been at least average or a lot better.
Let's actually find out what those names look like. So just give me 1 second. I can tell you.
Caden Proctor's is, but the difference, you brought up Caden Proctor, Derek. He's a Midwest kid. He's from like Minnesota, I think. Like he's like from like Ohio or so. Like he's a Midwestern kid. So of course he's gonna be.
That's true too.
Hit that like button, everybody.
But if you give Tua or any quarterback where he's not scared for his life, Tua right now doesn't know what's going on. He's worried about that next hit. Until they fix that, or any quarterback, we've had this rotating offensive line bullshit for how many years? We even Tannehill. Everybody got mad on Tannehill. Tannehill didn't have a line. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks. But man, could he sling it? Was he mobile? If he had more time in the pocket, he would have been good.
Yeah, no, and to be honest, with Alabama, to be honest, some of their talent can get overhyped because of the helmet. To be honest.
Well, that too. But find me one that's been a buster, has been hurt all the time, and hasn't done worth a shit.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up a corner that nobody talks about. He played for Dallas for like he only played one game for Trayvon Diggs. He hasn't stayed healthy his whole career. He's from Alabama. My God, who?
Yeah, but I said offensive line is what I said though. Offensive line has been dominant for Alabama. That, and don't get me wrong, I will say with Ali, yes, the Midwest boys.
The offensive tackle that got drafted, I forgot his name. He got drafted, I think it was by Seattle or somewhere.
Leatherwood
was a bust.
Carpenter. It's either Carpenter or Leatherwood. They got drafted.
Leatherwood.
Yeah.
Leatherwood is a bust, to be honest. And Carpenter, he's inconsistent. He's good, but he's inconsistent, to be honest.
I'll have to actually do the research on your question, Derek, because it's kind of hard to find the full list of offensive linemen drafted in the first round that were from
like I said, there's gonna be one or two, but Alabama's had the most dominant line for NFL linemen. It's the top school to be picked from. Yes, is it because of what's on the helmet? Yes, but they've had dominant. That's why I want Proctor, and I still say
he's a guard to me. He's not a tackle. He doesn't have the feet to stay at tackle, to be honest.
Right, but I think you can still train him though. But one other thing too, I would not have taken Kenneth Grant. I would have taken Tyler Warren. It's already been proven our style of offense. When you got the weapons out on the outside, you need a solid big tight end. Solid big tight end like Tyler Warren would have done wonders. You bring in Waller, an old guy that hasn't played much, retired, this and that. Big body receiver has done good. We need a solid tight end. Mike Gesicki, he did well. We had Anthony Fasano with Ryan Tannehill. We had back in the day we had a Randy McMichaels. We're missing that other X factor. These tight ends, we need somebody who can still block and be the 6-man lineman that you need, but still can be that X factor.
So you want a guy like the guy from, you sort of want a George Kittle, a prime Kittle kind of.
Yes. And like Tyler Warren was good.
I think that was my comparison for Warren, to be honest. He's Kittle.
Yes.
A miniature
He
Kittle.
can block and he can catch. And that's where that Greg Doshi, I think he's a big dude. He laid a lot of blocks this past weekend. And he still can catch the ball and he can run down the field.
Yes, I like that guy. We need to hang
Wait,
on
what's
to
his name?
Greg Dulcich.
We need to hang on to that guy. Because I was watching.
And we need, honestly, I'm going to say this, we need a guy like a Juszczyk too.
And I think Savvy's going to be all right. He's just going to need a little bit of work. I think Grant may be decent, but he needs to put on about 20 or 30 pounds, and he needs to hit the gym. I mean, I've seen him at training camp. When I seen him at training camp, he was just the heat got to that man. He lost so much weight. He was sweating so bad compared to everybody else. He ain't used to that Miami Heat. He needs to get his body in check. Ollie, I know you've seen him too. He just didn't look. He didn't look like he was ready.
That's true. I'll give you that. Real quick, Anthony, a player I didn't think about, speaking about Alabama offensive lineman that's considered a bust. What do you think about DJ Fluker? Was he a bust?
Definitely.
Hey, we almost had him, didn't we? The Dolphins? Did we almost?
I think we did have him at one point.
Yeah. No, we never had Fluker.
I thought
we had Fluker. We had Fluker. He was.
Yes,
he
we did.
was like.
Yeah.
For like
that name being on the roster.
But okay, maybe we had him after, and he was on the practice squad, or we released him, but he never played it down for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought.
I don't think he did. Maybe in the preseason or something, but I don't think he played it down in the NFL season for us. So I know he was with the Chargers and stuff, and I know he didn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think he panned out.
No, he was
well.
Raiders. He was with the Raiders.
He was with the Chargers as well, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. I think you're right. Yeah,
he was with the. Pretty sure he got drafted by the Chargers.
He never played in a regular season game. You're absolutely correct. He did sign with us. He had a meniscus injury, and we put him on the IR.
But was he drafted by the Chargers?
Oh, drafted by? Oh, I didn't look that up. Hold on 1 second. I will tell you in 1 second. He was drafted by San Diego Chargers.
And that everybody was super high on him, and then he was good, but then he didn't want to put the work in, and I think he was under bad coaching and then
he was a journeyman. He was with the Chargers, the Giants, the Seahawks, the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Raiders, Jaguars, back to the Raiders, and then he went to the XFL. He played for the DC Defenders.
Oh, that's right. That's where I remember seeing them also.
Yeah, but that's someone I was like, can we consider him a bust? I think we can. Where's Tyler Booker these days?
I know, didn't he tear an ACL or something though?
Tyler Booker was the guy that got drafted this past year in 2025, the guard.
He's from Cowboys, so yeah, but didn't he get hurt, or is he still playing?
He did. I think he did. Let's see.
So he really wasn't a bust. He played good, and then I think he got hurt. But
yeah, I was just asking where he was. I didn't know if he was or not.
Because I know we were going to draft him if we had the opportunity, but the Cowboys took it right before us.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's this guy?
Messed up a lot of picks, so we'll see what happens.
We're gonna find out if it's actually Greer or not. I mean, I don't know if it's fully him making the picks. That's we're gonna find that out very quickly.
Well, if you remember though, he did say he wasn't allowing any to be influenced by anybody, and he was making his own decisions this year, or something like that. If you remember what he said.
Yeah, that might be this year, but to be honest though, I've heard him say, "Oh, we've collaborated. We both agree this guy loves football, and we picked him." And he's said comments like that before. So that's why I'm wondering: is he really making the picks, or is it a collaborative decision? So then they don't have anybody to be blamed. You know, that's why I'm asking.
Right, and then I think a big difference is you're seeing these guys in the player development personnel got let go too. You've had the same guys since 96, one since 2000 something. So you're all
they both have like 20 some years experience. I agree. They had to go. That's one thing I do like. We're clearing out the house, getting rid of the cobwebs, right? I do like that. So we just now have to bring in the young, fresh talent, is what I'm saying.
We need to be able to see the guys that's fresh that can read through a different lens, because obviously the glasses we were wearing wasn't working.
Well, I will say this, we need to really just like y'all said, we need to see what we got with some of these players because I'm seeing, like I said, I'm seeing some players on both sides of the ball that are flashing, and so we need to make sure we be careful. And with these guys evaluating them, don't send them, don't get rid of them, and they end up blowing up on another team because I'm tired of seeing that.
Yep, we do draft some decent guys. Greer made some okay picks. Achan, he's had a few, but how many of the homegrown talent have we let walk? We wait till the last minute and not want to
Van
sign.
Ginkel. I would have loved to have kept Van Ginkel. That was one of my favorite players.
Who was it?
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Oh, Van Ginkel, yeah.
And that hurt me.
And we could have kept him for decent money. His wife loved it in Florida. He wanted to stay in Florida.
He wanted to stay. Man,
by the way, Anthony's not here, but Anthony, if you're listening, I know you were inquiring about Weaver liking corners that are more lengthy because of his familiarity of Baltimore and where he, the philosophy they have. Juju Brents is 6'3". That is pretty lengthy. It's not like he's some 5'11". Who was the corner that we had out of Chicago that we drafted out of the University of Chicago? You guys remember? He went to Illinois.
Nah, I don't.
Oh, man.
It's kind of funny, too, though. Since
University of Illinois is actually the school I was thinking of. But he recently, I think he died, actually.
Since Weaver's left the Ravens have struggled with cornerbacks. Have you noticed?
That is true. That is true. They got older at one point.
Yep.
Who do they have over there right now?
Alexander, and he just sucked.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, hey, guys, I got to jump off.
Yes, thank you. Vernon Davis. And I think he passed away, so may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he was only like, I swear he was barely 6 foot. I swear. So I
know it
personally
wasn't Vernon Davis. It was Vontae Davis, wasn't it?
Oh, Vontae. Yes. Vontae. Oh, no. Hold on. Now I'm confused.
It was Vontae Davis, and then we ended up trading him to the Colts.
Right. He had a brother that played wide receiver, so it's a Vernon and a Vontae Davis.
That's right.
The one we had passed away.
Yeah, Vernon was a tight end. Vontae was the cornerback. And then we traded him to the Colts.
Yeah, thank you for the correction. That's who I meant. I was reading the first person that somebody said Vernon Davis real quick, so I thought that's who it was first.
He balled out a little bit the first few years, and then he started struggling, and then he started getting burnt, and he lost confidence. Again, my whole thing is about this confidence. We got to get the confidence in our team, accountability, and get Tua confidence. I mean, I think the stuff's there. Obviously, we're not getting rid of Tua for at least another year, so we need to make the best. We need to make it work for Tua, but we need to get trying to think of the word. All-around player to where it doesn't matter what quarterback you get in there, he can still perform at a high level.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got to start looking for the future. Even though we got to have another season with Tua, we got to start looking for the future as far as the quarterback go and putting players around that quarterback. You got to start doing that.
One thing you got to remember, every time it's been close for Tua to get a contract, the 5th year or this new contract, he's balled out. Just saying. And he hasn't been on the field enough since he's got this big contract.
Yeah, but the only thing with that, he hasn't balled out when we were.
What happened to Derek?
I don't know. Oh, he's on mute. No,
he's gone. He got kicked. Oh, here he's back. Hold on.
Okay.
There you are, sir. We thought we lost you.
I hit the wrong button on there and then went to Google. But what I was saying is, I'm trying to think what I was saying.
No, we're talking about putting pieces around Tua or the future quarterback.
Right, and he's got to have the confidence, and I still lost my train of thought. Damn it, I hate that.
Let me see this real quick while you're doing that. Tua has to kind of build confidence in himself as well. We can do the team, the coaches, and what have you can only do but so much. He has to build confidence in himself, as well. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then the people around you can have confidence in you, but it's not going to work because you don't have confidence in yourself.
Agreed 100%. Now that I'm thinking about it now is basically look at all these players that's got these big contracts. When they sign that contract, the next year they're absolutely horrendous. Name me a guy that's got a big contract and came out and balled out. There hasn't really that I can think of. But yeah, Tua,
every quarterback that gets a massive contract, they shit the bed following after that.
Right. And then they at least a year or so.
What's
so
great?
I'm telling you, you watch next year, if you get Tua in line and he's not worried about what he's doing, he's more like Drew Brees. And then you got to remember how many years ago was it when Tua came back and threw 6 touchdowns against the Ravens? You know, what was that, 2022, 2023?
2022.
And that's been, he hasn't had that confidence since then. And then I think the confidence got too high, and then he lost it. And then the Broncos game was our downfall. Their heads started swelling, and then they thought they were invincible. And when you're invincible, what happens? You're getting taken out. But anyways, gentlemen, it was a good night for y'all. I appreciate it and being on here and talking and debating some more. But was looking forward to it tonight. That was my highlight for tonight. So, but I got to get up in the morning for work. 5 a.m. comes early, so.
Definitely, Derek. You have a wonderful night. It was a pleasure. Gentlemen, it was a great time. I had a great time. Make sure everybody hits the like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on the notification bell. Y'all have a great night.
Joining us tonight. Well, I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow night, but if I don't make it tomorrow for TMI, then I'll probably do a TMI weekend episode. So
yeah, I gotta try to catch your TMI talk. I've been missing
always, Mr. Polk. You always. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight, Derek. Talk to you later.
Yep, take care, buddy.
Peace
out.
Peace,
love, fins up.
All right, peace, love, fins up, everyone.